Oh my god, my desk is a mess. Hey, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay. Man, hand cam's always making me a little nervous. Just a little bit. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Happy Valentine's Day. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day! Hello! My name is Monet of Monet Second Generation. Pedal Light. You groovy, funky, retro, cutie, Monet. Hello, everybody. Hello. It is once again Valentine's Day, and so today I figured I would show off some of my girlish skill and show you how to make chocolate covered strawberries. Yippee! So it's not exactly a secret, but some Monet lore is that my family's business for a very long time has been working with chocolate. So funny story, because of that, Valentine's Day to me has always been less of unfortunately less of a romantic holiday and more of a working day, you know? Like Valentine's Day is a day when like you gotta work, right? So unfortunately, right? So I can't not think of Valentine's Day without thinking of chocolate and chocolate covered strawberries, right? Because for as long as I can remember, every Valentine's Day I was from day to night making chocolate covered strawberries, right? For the shop. And so and so here I am. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it, you know? I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it. So today I'm going to show you the little tips and tricks to make perfect chocolate covered strawberries yourself. Definitely gave me carpal tunnel. You get really good at it. So I've done a little bit of the prep work beforehand. Just to make it a little easy, because unfortunately I don't have a way to get a camera over to my kitchen. So we're doing it we're doing it desktop style. So I hope you're all having a lovely Valentine's Day so far. It's kind of just beginning, honestly. The V for Me Valentine's Day merch just released. So if you are interested in checking it out, please check out the pinned link in the comments or in the chat. And there's some really cute stuff. There's standees, there's Valentine's Day, there's stickers, there's a desk mat, there's everything. Unfortunately, I do not have a voice pack. It got a little too busy. I couldn't do it. Sorry. February and January have been kind of a hell of a month, you know? So I'm very sorry for not having a very cute Valentine's Day voice pack for you guys. But I'll make it up to you. I promise. I promise. So today we do indeed have a hand cam. I'm a little embarrassed, but I brought out one of my favorite tops that I never get to wear for you guys, because today's a little special, right? Ta-da! Like my ribbons. You like my ribbons? Ta-da! Very cute, huh? The very floofy sleeves. Very cute, huh? They're very big and comfy. Yay. Yay! Hopefully these ribbons don't get into the chocolate. They might get in the way of the chocolate, but you know what? I'm a pro. I'm a pro, so it's fine. It's fine. Gosh, you do not want to see the tops though. They are out. The girls are out. never wear this top because I'm too embarrassed. Because, like, damn, the girls are out. Oh my god. Anyway. That's beside the point. Just something, just a little mental image to get your heart racing a little bit, you know, for the chocolate. It makes the chocolate tastier. So, to make chocolate covered strawberries, right? There's some things that you need. You are going to need, obviously, you're going to need strawberries. And obviously, you're going to need, chocolate. Honestly, that's kind of all you need. Some recipes will be like, oh, you need, lard, or you need butter, or you need oil, or whatever to melt your chocolate. You do not. Those people don't know anything. Okay? So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need chocolate chips. They call them morsels. A lot of places call them morsels, right? If people will put a lot of shit in chocolate. People don't know how to melt chocolate properly, right? So the ingredients you're gonna need, right, is you're going to need chocolate morsels, right? Chocolate chips. You don't really need a thermometer. I don't really need one anymore. It comes in handy if you're really like uneasy, right? You don't really need one. You can go by texture of the chocolate, right? So so here's the thing, right? A lot of people think that for chocolate covered strawberries, you're gonna need like milk chocolate. You can use regular bars, right? But I'm telling you here, the best, right? You want to get chocolate morsels, so chocolate chips. Why? Because these melt much more evenly. They melt a lot easier. But the second of all is that you specifically want to get semi-sweet chocolate, right? You want to get semi-sweet chocolate because with the sweetness of strawberries, right? Milk chocolate is too sweet. The sweetness is gonna balance itself out, or it's gonna like take over. It's gonna like overbalance. It's gonna basically like ruin the balance of the sweetness of the strawberries, right? So you want to get semi-sweet. These you can find in the baking section of your grocery store, right? You don't just get like a chocolate bar. And if you're making a lot of strawberries, you're gonna need a lot of chocolate, right? I got a 3-pound bag. Back at the shop, we get several like 50-pound boxes of chocolate. It's a lot. But you specifically want semi-sweet because milk chocolate is too sweet for the strawberries. It's going to ruin the flavor balance. Dark chocolate is a little too bitter. Dark chocolate is okay, right? But the perfect balance will be semi-sweet. Semi-sweet chocolate is usually the kind of chocolate you use for baking, right? You normally use semi-sweet chocolate for baking because it's got a nice balance between sweet and bitter, right? It doesn't really matter what brand, right? Yeah, dark chocolate tends to work better with fruit. However, I'm not a fan of dark chocolate, and I think dark chocolate, sometimes the bitterness can overpower the sweetness as well. So semi-sweet is the perfect mix between like milk chocolate and dark chocolate. It's the kind of chocolate you use for baking, right? So it's perfect. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need strawberries, and you're going to need something to do what's called like a double boiler bath, or baño Maria in Spanish, right? That's what I know it as, baño Maria. You need like a double boiler bath, which means that I'll show you. I'll show you. Hold on, it's kind of hot. Let me get my hot holders. Which means like this. It means like this. You can't really see it super well, right? But so I'm doing this at home, right? So I have a pot of hot water that I was boiling with another pot on top, very carefully balanced. It's very steamy, it's very hot, right? And I carefully was melting the chocolate, right? See this texture? See this? See how nice it goes like that? Very good. This cooled down a little. This could be a little warmer, but you see how it's nice and shiny, right? Very nice and silky. Honestly, this could be a little hotter. I might go back and heat this up a little bit more before we start. I think the perfect way to tell if your chocolate is ready... Well, we'll talk about that in a second. First of all, because I might have to heat this up a little more. I might have to take this back into the stove. Carefully. Take this out. Now, you do not want to use a microwave. That is pure melted chocolate. Yeah. That is pure melted chocolate. You do not want to use a microwave. A microwave is going to burn your chocolate. And I'm teaching you here how to make good, high quality, like pro quality strawberries. Better than they sell at the supermarket. Better than they sell at most shops, right? So, let's talk about strawberries. I have selected ahead of time the best strawberries out of the pack that I got right here. And so this is what I got out of 3 boxes of strawberries, right? 3 boxes being about this size, right? About this size of strawberry, right? These are the strawberries that were good, but I'm not gonna use, right? Yeah. So when you pick out strawberries, right? When you go to the store, it's very important, right, that you go and you look at the bottom, right? You check everything, you look at the bottom, right? So these are the strawberries that, like, I didn't throw away, right? I didn't throw away, but they're still good, right? These are a little squishy. I'll use these for something else. I don't know. I'll use these for something else. I'll just eat these regularly, whatever. But basically, when you pick out strawberries at the store, right, you need to make sure you look at the bottom of the box, right, like around here, right? You can just kind of like, you need to be very like picky with your strawberries, because here are the things you want to look for, right? So let me show you what kind of makes like a strawberry that's like, for example, this is a good strawberry, but when you start thinking about how to cover it in chocolate properly, you have to remember that the chocolate is going to go up to about here, right? And this strawberry is very white at the top. So compare it to something like this that is red all the way up to the top. You see that? You see how these are different? You want to pick something like this, right? You want to go for whatever box has about as many strawberries that look like this as possible. And obviously you want something big too. You don't want to go too big. That's why I didn't pick this one. This one's a little bit of a mutant strawberry. You don't want to do this because this makes an ugly chocolate covered strawberry. Chocolate covered strawberries are a gift, right? They are a gift. They are a sentiment. They are something special. So you really have to make sure you pay attention, you know? You have to make sure you really pick out good ones, that you don't just half-ass picking out a strawberry, right? Especially on Valentine's Day, something like this is an act of love, right? So you gotta pick the best ones. But these are still fine, right? I'm not gonna throw these away. I'm gonna use these for myself, right? I did throw away a couple of strawberries. There were some near the... There was like 1 or 2 near the bottom that had like mold on them. You need to clear those out of your strawberry box immediately. One moldy strawberry will really quickly destroy the entire box. The mold will spread super quickly. One moldy strawberry will extremely quickly just ruin everything. It'll just get it on everything and it'll ruin your entire box, right? So these are just like the strawberries that I'm still gonna use for myself, right? These are the strawberries I'm gonna still use for myself, and I'm gonna use them on something else. I don't know. So I've got my good strawberries here. I got a big bowl. This is a very big bowl of strawberries. So something that people are always surprised to hear is that once you have your strawberries picked out, you do not wash them. You do not wash these. I know you're like, Monet, what the hell? What do you mean? You do not wash these. You want to keep these strawberries as dry as possible. You do not wash these, okay? This is, I mean, obviously, if you're gonna eat them regularly, sure, wash them, right? You do not wash these. You're not gonna wash these. Instead, if you really, like, you're gonna have to check every single strawberry, right? Making chocolate covered strawberries takes a lot of work, right? No, you cannot wash them and towel dry them. So here's the deal, right? When you wash a strawberry, when you soak them in water, they're going to absorb all that humidity, right? They're going to absorb all of that humidity. What's gonna happen is they're gonna look fine when you dip them, but within a couple of hours, the humidity is going to rise from the strawberry and it's going to separate the chocolate and the strawberry. And it's going, if you've ever seen chocolate covered strawberries where the chocolate gets separated all ugly and then the strawberry underneath shrivels and it gets kind of syrupy, that's what happens, is because there was too much moisture, right? That's why you do not wash these. Instead, right, you simply just have to, by hand, one by one, just clean your strawberries, right? You just have to clean them. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I have a strawberry here. I have a paper towel. I'm just gonna kind of go over them, right? Some of these have a little too many leaves. I'm gonna trim some of them. Trim the ugly leaves. That's okay then. These ones are fine. Hi! It is really important that you do not wash these though, because if you, yeah, they will get gross basically within the same day. Can I wash them if I have a desiccant chamber to dry them after? No, the thing is, you want to avoid humidity and moisture in these as much as possible. I know everybody is like, I need to wash them. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, you know? Why the strawberries are yellowish instead of red? Sorry, that's my... the filter on my camera, sorry. You gotta trust me here. You gotta trust me. It's just the lighting in my room. You gotta trust me that washing your strawberries will mess with it. They will mess with it. There we go. They're a little bit more red now. There we go. There we go. Does this work with frozen strawberries? No, you need fresh strawberries. Will lemons work too? Lemons don't work, but you can do oranges. You can do oranges. Oranges covered in chocolate are really good. You have to be really careful, and there's another part of why you don't want to wash your strawberries, and you want to make sure that your strawberries are completely dry, right? I'm just gonna kind of go over these. Some of these have a little too many leaves, so I'm gonna trim some of them. I've always been of the opinion that the aesthetics of chocolate-covered strawberries are very, very important, right? Yeah, you can do apples, right? So I've done chocolate-covered apples, I've done chocolate-covered bananas, I've done chocolate-covered strawberries, I've done chocolate-covered pineapple, chocolate-covered oranges. Did I ever say pineapple? I've done, of course, like blackberries, blueberries. For those kind of smaller berries, you need a skewer though, and I don't have any of those. I've also done chocolate-covered grapes, but chocolate-covered grapes are not very good. Like, they're not very good. This leaf is kind of ugly. These strawberries are bushy. They're kind of bushy, not gonna lie. You're in a chocolate covered almost and like, yeah, of course. Oh, look at this. This is a beautiful strawberry right here. Look at this. This is a beautiful strawberry. Even when they have a little bit of a blemish like this is fine. If you ever have a strawberry that has like a blemish, especially around here, it doesn't matter because it's gonna get covered by the chocolate anyway. And if it has a blemish near the top, but the rest of it is nice, it's fine because you'll be laying down the strawberries anyway, and the chocolate will cover it down on this side. Yeah, these are very nice strawberries. It's kind of a smaller one. I'm used to doing this at like lightning speed, you guys. I was surprised how quickly I got everything done. I was a little behind on like prep work, and I was surprised how quickly I got stuff done. It's just cause like the muscle memory kicked in, and I can make hundreds of these in an hour. It's crazy. I can make hundreds of these. Oh, there's like a leaf right there. How long are these usually good for after they're prepared? If we make these right, these chocolate-covered strawberries should be good in the fridge for several days. But if you wash them, only in like a day. If you wash them or you get them too wet, only in like a day. But as long as they're dry and prepared properly, they should last in the fridge for several days. Nice. This is a big guy. Look at this one. Big strawberry. Yeah, see how this one's kind of ugly on the back? You can't see it that well, but it's kind of... This one's kind of ugly here on the back, right? We're just gonna put this, like, bottom like that. When we dip it, it's just gonna be like that, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. Did I used to have a chocolate strawberry quarter you have to meet? Kinda, because we had like hundreds of orders. We had hundreds of orders. So it was just however many orders we had. This one's very deep red. I was so scared when I went to the grocery store that there wasn't gonna be any chocolate covered or any strawberries left to make chocolate covered strawberries with. But thankfully there was still plenty. Yeah, see how this one is squishy here at the top? You kind of can't see it. But it has like that goopy part right here. We're just gonna lay this side down, so you're not gonna see it, so it's fine. It doesn't affect the flavor or anything. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go take my chocolate over to the stove really quick again. Just to get it heated because we're gonna start dipping pretty soon. So give me a second, okay? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Thank you. Oh, my creaky chair. Oh gosh. My old ass office chair. Alright, where were we? It's kind of a bushy strawberry. I'm gonna take off some of these. Don't smile at that. Hi! Hi, Molly! Was another very beautiful strawberry. Look at that. Honestly, out of all the fruits you can dip, in my opinion, strawberries are the easiest. Pineapples and bananas are probably the hardest because they're juicy, and like one of the important things is that like your chocolate must not touch water whatsoever. If any water gets in your chocolate, it's ruined and you have to throw the entire batch out, basically. I know it seems really strict, but you know, making these is a big deal. Well, maybe I can maybe at the end of the stream I can turn on my ASMR mic and then crunch. Eat some of the strawberries once they're nice and ready. Wonder if you can dry the outside of the cup pineapple enough to dip it. Yeah, you can! You can. You definitely can. It takes a bit. No, you don't want to leave it in the fridge uncovered for a day. No. You just... This is the kind of thing, right? Making chocolate and making stuff like this is the kind of thing where you kind of can't take shortcuts. Cutting corners will make the final product look worse. It'll just... Cutting corners, like, it'll show, you know? This is the kind of thing where you can't cut corners. You have to put in the effort and you have to put in the time. You can't cut corners with this sort of thing. So you can't just... you can't, for example, with pineapples, you can't just cut them and leave them in the fridge to dry, right? Because then your pineapples... First of all, it's not going to taste good. It's not going to be fresh, right? Alright, we're almost done. This is definitely the kind of thing where you gotta do it properly, you know? And that's why when you buy chocolate-covered strawberries, that's why they can be a little expensive. Because they take effort, you know? Alright, all our strawberries are clean. I'm gonna put them back in the bowl for right now. This really dips my strawberry. Ooh. I know I sound pretty strict. I know I sound so strict with this, but I take this seriously. And I think when something is like a gift, you know? When something is a gift, you really gotta like do your best, right? You can't half-ass it. And I have seen way too many half-assed chocolate-covered strawberries in my life. And if you are following my instructions, I will not let you be a half-assed strawberry dipper, you know? Yeah, look at that. See, we cleaned them out. Made a difference. Ta-da! Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go stir my chocolate really quick again. I'll be right back. Be right back. holders. Hurry up, Mom, I'm rushing. Shut up. Hold on. I forgot my pot holders. You like my you like my old grody pot holders? Alright, hold on. Let me go get it again. Alright. Thank you so much for waiting for me. Thank you. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you. Alright, so we've got our chocolate covered strawberries, or our strawberries to dip in chocolate. Right? Let's talk a little bit about the chocolate. Right? Let me bring these over. Some things you should know when you do the chocolate, right? Is you gotta be careful with temperature. You can burn chocolate, especially white chocolate. White chocolate has a higher fat content. So with white chocolate, you have to be really careful and you have to melt it slowly over a low temperature, right? Chocolate like this, it's a little not so bad, right? It'll burn. Your chocolate will just straight up burn. It won't separate, but it'll burn. It'll just burn. So you have to be really careful. I did this over my stove at like medium heat. Like medium high. I kind of moved it around. Sometimes I put it low, sometimes I put it medium, right? You see how it's very silky, right? Very, very silky. There. Can you tell if it's burning? Yeah, you can usually tell. The water shouldn't be a rolling boil. Look at how that is. Look at that. A big part of why it shouldn't be a rolling boil is because if any drop of water gets into this, it's over. This batch of chocolate is ruined. And chocolate can be expensive, right? Chocolate can be expensive and then you just messed up a bunch of work. So you really want to be careful that you do not get any water in here. And that includes the juice from fruit, right? Alright, hurry back. This includes like the juice from fruit, right? That's why your fruit has to be really dry, because water or liquid will fuck this up. It will fuck this kind of thing up, right? So it took me about like what, 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes to get it to this point, right? You gotta be making sure you're stirring it. Very nice. Very nice. You see how it like drizzles down like that? That's about the texture that you want to get to, right? That's about when your chocolate's gonna be ready. Alright. So, let's figure out how to do this, because I don't have that much space here. Let's figure out how to do this on my desk, because I don't have a lot. Yeah, water will fuck up your chocolate. Basically, water, you know how like water and oil don't mix? The oils in the chocolate, if they meet water, it's gonna ruin everything. So that's why you gotta be careful. Alright. I have... Let me move my chocolate over strawberries. I have prepared... With a single drop of sweat, do the same thing. Don't sweat over your strawberries, it's nasty. So, ideally you want to use parchment paper. I went to the store and I totally forgot. So I've got a cookie sheet, like a cookie sheet with some foil. And honestly, this will be good enough. This will be good enough, right? This works. This works. Yeah, some foil? Yeah, some foil. Yeah, some foil. Honestly, once we get to this point, we're already pretty close to done, honestly. This is kind of like, this is the meat of it. The most of the work for chocolate covered strawberries is the preparation. Getting everything prepared and ready, right? Once you get to this point, it's not so bad. Alright! So. Let me get another paper towel. Hold on. I want to show you how to dip them properly. So we're gonna put this here. He does the surface with powdered sugar or something to prevent it from sticking. No, you don't need anything like that. When the chocolate is hardened enough and cooled off, it'll just come off on its own. It won't stick. It'll only stick if the chocolate has not cooled off completely yet, right? So, I'm gonna put my bowl over here, actually. I'm gonna put strawberries. Some of these. The temperature is pretty important with the chocolate. If you're like really worried about like, oh, I'm gonna burn it, you could use a thermometer. I've never used one. I just, you know, after a certain point, you just kind of figure out, you know, what texture looks right. Okay, so let's grab one and let's get started. So I've got this strawberry, right? So this side has a lot of white, and remember that you want the chocolate to go about halfway, right? So this one has a lot of white. I am going to dip it so that this side is facing up, because this side has the most red showing, and this side will be at the bottom, right? So check out what I do. Check what I do. Okay, so I'm gonna dip it to about right there. You're gonna wiggle the excess chocolate off. You don't want any excess chocolate, you just want enough, right? You see how I'm leaving a little bit like that? A little flick of the wrist, like that. And you place it, and you slide it down just a little bit. And there you go. You have one. Now let's do it again. Same with here. This side has more white, right? We're gonna have it with this side facing up, with like one of these sides facing up. My pot is like not super deep, so I'm gonna tilt it a little so I can get a little bit more coverage. Like that. Be very careful. Be careful when you tap it. You see I'm kind of resting my fingers on the bottom. Be careful when you tap it because sometimes the stem will break. Right, and then right there on the side. You see? See that? You want to go about halfway. Part of the appeal of chocolate-covered strawberries is that balance between the red and the brown of the chocolate. If you go too high up, they're gonna look bad, right? You still want to be able to tell that it's a strawberry. You still visually want that like balance, right? Hi! Let's do a smaller guy. This one's pretty even, so it doesn't really matter where I dip it. I'm gonna stir this a little. There. Shaking off the excess. And then right there, you push it down a little bit. The reason you want to push it is because it makes that little, it's hard to show you, but it makes kind of like the base of the chocolate covered strawberry look really nice. Oh, the leaf got a little stuck on there. Oops, hold on. Yeah, same thing here, right? This side is a little white. We want the red side. You want the red side to show up as much. Yeah, the flat base it's sitting on, it's gonna like, the chocolate's gonna kind of pool down. Like some of the extra chocolate's gonna pool down at the bottom. I'll be able to show you a little better once they're dry. I can't really show you that well with these camera angles. Woo! Oh, this one's about to break. Oh shit. Okay. Better be careful. The stem on that one almost broke. Yay! Okay. Woo. These are really bushy. ¿El tuyo con tajín? Órale. These are really bushy strawberries, honestly. These girls got some bush. Alright. Oh, I think I dipped this one a little too much. Shake it a little. I kind of do like a little vibrate with my hand. Like I just kind of vibrate the strawberries. So you can really shake off the excess. You can see like the pile of excess chocolate, right? That I've shaken off. That really makes a difference. It makes a difference in just kind of like how, like the texture. You know, if your chocolate covered strawberry has too much chocolate, it'll be really thick and it's gonna make it really hard to bite into it, right? You want just enough. You want just enough. It's really about balance here, right? You just eat the leftover chocolate? Honestly, yeah, sure, why not? The whole goal is to make a super thin layer of chocolate. Not super thin, but not super thick, right? The best chocolate-covered strawberries that you have, like, you can bite into them, and you don't really have to bite really hard to crack into the chocolate, right? You don't want super thin, but you don't want super, super thick. Welcome home! Okay, so this one, you can't see it that well, but it has a little bit of like a bruise. So this side is gonna go bottom up, or this one's gonna go on the bottom. So I'm gonna turn this around. It has a bruise right here, right? I'm gonna turn it around and make sure that that side stays on the bottom. Because it's all about the aesthetics. Yeah, one coat is the ideal. You should not need to dip them again. One coat is all you need. See, one dip. Shake it off. I know my chocolate could be a little hotter because when your chocolate is a little bit hotter, it's a little easier to shake off the excess. However, I'm doing the best I can. Doing this at my desk right now. Put it down. Push it just a little bit. And done. You think it's a good tutorial? Yeah, I had to prepare some of this stuff in advance because, doing a demo does slow things down a little bit. Down and dip. You see? Okay, so there's something I gotta show you, right? You see how the surface of these is super smooth, right? This is because we took good care. You get this when you do a good job, right? When your chocolate either has too many bubbles in it, is not stirred properly, is not at the right temperature, it's gonna be streaky. You're gonna have like bubbles and it's gonna have like lines and streaks. Feliz Dia San Valentin! Monka. Yeah, your stuff is gonna get streaky. These are so bushy, it's kind of hard to like leave enough space in between. Come on, I might have to change the filters here a little. Maybe lower the contrast a little bit. There we go. There we go. You can okay, you can see everything a little better now. Okay, sorry. I had it two color boosted. Sorry. I was trying to be an aesthetic bitch, sorry. You hear me? Sorry, my keyboard. I pushed my keyboard out of the way and I guess it muted my Go XLR. Sorry. Sorry about that. What was I saying? How long have I been muted? Well, at least it's fine now. I do not have much space on this desk, so I don't have much space here. Anyway, what I wanted to say is, the ideal way, you know, say you fill out a tray of these. The ideal way to let these cool is not in the freezer, but preferably just in the fridge. Honestly, just in the fridge. You can just stick them in the fridge and just let them cool. They'll take about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour to completely cool off. And I'll show you when they're ready to cool once we get to that point. But you don't want to put them in the freezer because the temperature change is too drastic for the chocolate. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna fuck up the texture of your chocolate, and your chocolate's gonna come out kind of streaky looking. Like, have you ever opened up a bar of chocolate and it just kind of has like a weird texture? It's not shiny, it's just kind of dull. That's the kind of stuff that happens when like the chocolate isn't tempered right, when it's not cooled off right. Chocolate is all about temperature, so you have to be really careful with that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what that usually is. It's just it's like temperature changes, it messes up with that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, did they come out nice? Oh, I'm glad to hear. Hold on, I'm gonna move my strawberries somewhere else. Wait. Oh, I hope your strawberries came out nice. You burnt the ever-living hell out of one batch? Yeah, it takes practice, right? I might be making it look easy right now, but I have been doing this for years, so... And even before it was chocolate-covered strawberries, ever since I was a child, my mom's been working with chocolate. So I learned how to make stuff with chocolate since I was like a toddler, basically. So it's just been, you know, it's just kind of always been a family thing. Oh yeah, the chocolate's a nice... You see how it's like drizzling like that really easily? Yeah. Okay. Let's take a couple more. Full secret talent? Yeah! Unfortunately... Unfortunately, that also means that I've like worked basically every single Valentine's Day of my adult life. And teen life. So Valentine's Day to me is like a little different, you know? My mental association with Valentine's Day is a little different. I've never like had a Valentine's Day dinner. I've never had like a Valentine's Day date, you know? Valentine's Day for me has always been like, this is when we work, you know? This is when the shop is the busiest. This is when we work, right? Yeah. I'm dipping some of the strawberries off camera right now because I need the space on here. Wait. Huh? I don't know. I think I'm gonna be real. I think like Valentine's Day dinners and dates are a little overrated anyway. You know? But I think that's just because I've worked it, you know, every single day. Like every single Valentine's Day I've been working. So to me it's kind of overrated anyway, you know? It's like, why would I want to go to a crowded restaurant? Why would I want to get, you know, like the same you know, like the shitty strawberries in the supermarket? Yeah. get bad service. No. Yeah, and you'll be my Valentine's Day date. Cope. Shut up. It's like working on, like, Thanksgiving. You know, it makes you not give a fuck about Thanksgiving. This is a big guy. Yeah, I am of the belief that you don't need a special day to show someone you care. I gotta dry this off. The strawberry had a little goop on the bottom. I gotta dry it off a little. One and push. Right there. I hate having to come up with something every holiday anniversary. I think Valentine's Day is a nice holiday, but when you work it, when you like spend your whole Valentine's Day like working to make other people's Valentine's Day better, it makes you a little bitter about it sometimes. It makes you a little bitter about Valentine's Day sometimes. Oh, it's a big ass strawberry. No, I'm gonna do smaller ones first. Just wiping off the extra juice off of some of these. Normies explode? Yeah, basically. Alright, putting your bets on how much cat hair is gonna end up on one of these. I just pulled all the cat hair off of my hand. I should be wearing gloves. I don't have any gloves, so whatever. Plus, I'm gonna be the one who's eating these, so. I'm gonna put this one over here. On the side, there we go. Cat hair adds texture. Yeah. Big day for sex workers too. Yeah, I bet. I don't know. I see a lot of people like get sad on Valentine's Day. And to me, it's like, man, I don't know. Take it as a day to treat yourself. Like, there was one Valentine's Day where I was feeling really bitter. I was like, feeling super fucking bitter. I remember I was like walking on the way to work, and in front of me was this fucking couple holding hands the entire time. And then I show up to work, and then a bunch of fucking like teenagers are like, you know, fucking trading spit, you know, making out by the entrance. And I just remember like, I just remember being like, fuck all of you, I hope you all die. Explode! I was like, please, fucking explode. Right? Take your shit somewhere else. And so, I went to the store on the way home. Got myself a little board of like cheese and meat, like a little charcuterie board, right? Got myself a little thing of, I think like rosé. I got a bath bomb. Went home, and I took a bath with like some mood lighting. I lit like a candle. I took a bath, and I drank my alcohol. I put some music on with my little like glittery bath bomb. Yeah, that shit was awesome. That shit was awesome. Need another small strawberry. Where are you? All my strawberries are just huge. There's a whole bunch of huge ones. Alright. My mom's gonna laugh when I tell her I'm making chocolate covered strawberries at home. She's probably like, her fingers are probably bleeding right now because she's probably been making chocolate covered strawberries for days now. Every Valentine's Day, my sister flies out back home to help my mom at the shop. Hope she watches this. Oh, I know she's been working since like 4 in the morning today. So I know she is not even paying attention to the internet right now. Stirring my chocolate a little. Yeah, at least business is good. It's true. Oh. Did I get some chocolate on my sleeve? Uh-oh. Oh, I got some chocolate on my ribbon! Uh-oh. That's what I give her wanting to be cute. Down and... Oh, I gotta hold my sleeve. Slide. There we go. I'm sorry, you see my chunky ass arms. Where's the chocolate covered elote? I don't know if that'd be good. Okay, I have enough space for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strawberries. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to sacrifice some of these. This is really pretty strawberries. Yeah, did you guys see it? Notice Doro noticed me? That is very funny. Trying to get some bubbles in my chocolate. Wait. How long does the strawberries keep for? Because we're doing this right, these should last a couple days. Basically, because we did not wash these, but we cleaned them by hand, the chocolate and the strawberry won't separate until about, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, the day after. And these will stay good for a while. It really is a huge difference when you do not soak these, when you really control the moisture for the strawberries. When you really control that moisture, it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. I'm gonna make this big ass strawberry. Look at this guy. Look at this enormous strawberry right here. Honestly, these are looking pretty good. I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. Let's go. So I can't really show it on camera right now because the strawberries are in the way. But when you have a really big strawberry, there's a technique you can use to cover it really nicely by... You see how I have kind of like a triangle, like kind of like a V shape? You dip it on one side and then you tilt it to the other side and it makes this very beautiful shape. Yeah, you see that? Very pretty. That's how you can also make tuxedo strawberries. Strawberries that look like they're wearing a little, like a little suit. Yeah. Basically for those ones, right? You would dip them in a layer of white chocolate and then dip them in a layer of semi-sweet chocolate and do that V-shape technique. And it really helps it. It makes it really cute. Those are really popular for like weddings and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm picking out my strawberries. Oh, I really wish I had a better hand cam setup. One of these days. I was using like a freaking document camera. There we go. Alright, I have space for about 4 more strawberries, maybe? Are those not good? I mean, it's fine, but I can only... This is about as high up as I can raise my camera. If I could have my camera up, like, way higher, I could show you way more space, right? I could show you a lot more space if I had a bigger camera. Yeah, it's the ones that fold. Yeah. It's like a document camera that folds. I mean, it's not bad, but it can be better, you know? It could be a lot better. Better than my exploding iPhone 10 that I used to use at the beginning. Everybody called it my 3DS. I gotta let my chocolate warm up a little bit again. Let's see, how many strawberries do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Ooh, 19. I guess we'll end up with about 23 strawberries? Maybe more? Maybe a little more. Oh. That's a lot of strawberries, damn. What am I gonna do with this? I guess I'm gonna be eating a lot of chocolate in the next 2 days. I kinda like... I don't know how to make small batches of these. I only know how to make big batches. So like, I only know how to make these in large quantities. Like, I always like... Yeah, maybe I'll have to offer them to my neighbors. I always have to like... Yeah, like my setting is industrial scale. Like, I go to the store and like, cause I went to the store, right, and I was like buying everything, and I saw like the small pack of morsels, and I was like, that there's no way that's gonna be enough. Like, it's gotta be the big ass bag, you know, like the 3-pound bag. I'm glad I got that much. I think I'm gonna have a lot of leftover chocolate though. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this chocolate. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just make... I don't know. Oh, you know what? We can probably drizzle some of these at the end. Yeah, we'll do that. I thought about buying white chocolate too at the store. But white chocolate's really expensive. White chocolate is super expensive. Monet heavy industries. I'm heavy, alright. I can make mocha coffee with chocolate syrup, but this is just straight up chocolate. How do I make it into syrup? Oh, you know what though? This might make some banger, like, chocolate milk later. Alright, let's make some. Yeah, this might make some really banger chocolate milk later. Not necessarily looking forward to cleaning up this pan full of chocolate, but that's okay. Alright, let's stir this up. Okay. Move this to the side. Okay. I saw a tweet today that was like, it was showing off like these fucking super fucked up, fucked up like cookie pans, and like somebody was like, "It's 2026, you guys gotta let him go," and like a quote retweet that was just like, "Just put some foil on that shit." You know, just cover that shit in some foil and you're good to go. Like, come on. Yeah, there's no problem. If you want your... If you're gonna throw out a perfectly good, usable cookie pan just because it's a little dirty, like just because it's a little, like, used, then, you know, you have bigger issues, personally. This one came out kind of ugly. Oops. That one came out a little ugly. Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. Shaking excess chocolate right now. I have so much chocolate on my hands. We're gonna make these really pretty at the end too. We're not done yet. Like, you could be done after this, but we're gonna make them even prettier, I promise. We're gonna make these even nicer. You can lick it? Yeah, you wanna lick it? There you go. You can lick the chocolate on my fingers. I see some shine on some of those. Those are the ones that are drying. You can tell like the other ones, these ones, they get a little bit more like matte, like a matte texture, right? Excess. Oh my god, I have a lot of leftover chocolate. Oh my god. Ah! Oh, this is gonna break. Oh, no! We have a casualty! We have a casualty! No! But I'm just gonna have to eat it. I'm just gonna have to eat this one right now. Hold on. What are you doing? This happens? The best part. The best part of making chocolate covered strawberries. You get to eat a big ass strawberry covered in melted chocolate. Oh my god. I got strawberry juice all over my boobies. Hold on. That was really juicy. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's really good. Dude, my fingers are covered. Oh my god, I have chocolate in my boobs now. Help. Help me. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna make a lot of nasty eating noise right now. I'm looking at my fingers clean. That's the best part. That's really good. What are you yucking about? That I'm looking at my fingers? My own fingers! Alright, hold on, I'm gonna wash my hands really quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Hold on. Dude, I had chocolate on my face too. Okay. I had chocolate on my face too. Alright. Well, that happens when you shake it a little too much. Now you know. What a mess. That was really tasty though. Oh, it is such a special treat to eat a strawberry with melted chocolate. In my opinion, it's one of the best parts of doing this when you mess up and you get to eat one. It's so good. Super good. A little bit again. My chocolate could use a little bit more heat, but we're so close to the end, so whatever. I'm just gonna deal with it. There's one. And we have room for about one more. Pick out the best strawberry out of these. This one is a good one. Good strawberry here. I spaced some of these out a little too much. If I had to put them together, we could have fit more in here. There we go. Ta-da! I need the whole batch or make some to share? I don't know. I'm kind of just making these. I didn't really think about it. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna eat about as many as I can handle. I might take some to the ladies at the leasing office at my apartment. Oh, but it's Saturday, huh? They might still be there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. So, as you can kind of see, right? These are ready to go in the fridge. So, I'm gonna go put these in the fridge. And we're gonna just hang out for a little bit while these cool down. For about, I don't know, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. I'll check them out a little bit. And then, once they're done, I'll peel them off. I'll show you some details. And then afterwards, what I want to do is, I want to do what I call drizzling on them. I'm going to take some of this excess chocolate and give them a little bit of texture by drizzling chocolate lines on them. We're going to do that. So, let me put these in the fridge. I'll be right back. Bye! Okay, I'm back. Where's my headphones? Where'd I put them? Oh, there we go. Look at this mess. Hi! Look at this absolute mess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a mess in here. Look at how messy my chocolate pan ended up. Ended up very messy. It can be pretty messy, right? This can be a pretty messy thing. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Is that a nightmare to clean? It can be. Chocolate can be kind of a nightmare to clean. Okay. You have a spoon? Yeah, you want a spoon? Here you go. You know, I have some extra strawberries. I have some extra strawberries, so you know what? This is the best part right here. Yeah, baby. Straight into my mouth. Mmm. Mmm. Dude, these strawberries are really good. Mmm. Mmm. Ah, easy. Alright, one more. Look at that. Look at that. Mmm. 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 Yummy. Mmm. Oh, I ate that one fast. Sorry. Oh, that was really tasty. Oh, my favorite is when I get to dip them in like melted white chocolate. That's a treat. That's an extra special treat. There's chocolate all over. Oh, gosh. I have chocolate all over my hands. Nom nom. Nom nom nom. Mm. 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 So, something I wanted to talk about, right? While I was putting these away is that if you are ever in a hurry, right? If you're ever in a hurry and you like, I mean, there's some situations where you could possibly be in a hurry, right? For making chocolate covered strawberries, right? In our case, it was like, you know, somebody same day was like, hey, I need a box of chocolate covered strawberries ready in like an hour, right? Ideally, you want to be able to get like make them with time in advance, right? But when you put them into the fridge, right? You can have, if you have a little fan, the fan will work. However, if you're in a hurry, you don't want to put them in the freezer. Because remember, the freezer will fuck it up. The freezer will fuck up the texture. It'll make them not nice. It'll make them not nice and shiny and beautiful, right? Dude, you can see the freaking shadow of what the hell? Look at that. You can see the shadow. It's so funny. That's so funny. to have a woman in there. Alright, just because it's Valentine's Day. Because it's Valentine's Day. a little peek. There you go. It's so funny, you can see the fucking shadow though. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Anyway, yeah. So now we just wait for a little bit. I guess I'm gonna clean this up a little. We just wait for a little bit now. Everyone was staring up at the chips at the beginning of 2001. Shut up! The cute sweater too, isn't it? I don't get to wear this very often because it's a little too, like, shows off a little too much, you know? In fact, I've actually never worn this out. I've actually never worn this sweater out. I've never worn it out in public. I'm too embarrassed. I'm too embarrassed to wear it out in public, to be honest. Like, every time I want to, every time I'm like, oh yeah, I'll finally wear this, right? It's the right temperature. And I put it on, I look in the mirror and I'm like, girl! I look in the mirror and I'm just like, girl! They're out! The girls are out! They're very out. So Tabimongos, tell me, what is your ideal Valentine's Day date? What is your ideal? I have chocolate in my fingers. Freeze those poor girls? No, I gotta keep them in. I can keep them in. At-home date. I think at-home dates are really nice. Maybe cooking something together, you know? Cooking something together. I'm not a fancy dinner girl. I'm not a fancy restaurant girl. I don't like fancy restaurants. So I think like watching a movie. Yeah, watching a movie, eating some good food. Omakase sushi, candlelight, and raw dogging. Yeehaw! True. You have an ideal date, just one-on-one quality time. Yeah, right. A bowl, 2 ibuprofen, and MTV Cribs. Fuck yeah. Oh my god, you guys, so I've been watching a lot of shows again, right? It's been my way to unwind lately, so I've been watching Twin Peaks, right? But like, I can only watch about like 2 episodes of Twin Peaks at a time, right? So the other night after watching Twin Peaks, I decided to watch episode 1 of... Do you guys remember the show Dinosaurs? Hi, Alias! Do you guys remember the show Dinosaurs? It was like that 90s sitcom with like the animatronic dinosaur family and the fucked up little baby that's like, I'm not baby, gotta love me. Yeah. That super old show. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, with Baby Sinclair. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly that one. Yeah. Yeah, this is showing some ages in the chat. Yeah, for real. So, I decided to watch the first episode of that. It's crazy. It's crazy how like detailed. They're not like puppets, but they're like they're like animatronic suits, but they're being puppeted from the inside, right? I don't exactly know how that works. I'm sure there's like plenty of behind the scenes now, right? The ending is crazy, bro. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Yeah, they're really cool though. They're honestly really, really cool. Jim Henson Workshop. What else did he make? Why does that name sound familiar? What else did Jim Henson make? The ending? Do they... Wait, is the ending? Oh, it's a Dark Crystal. That's right. Oh, and the Muppets also. Ah, oh, okay. It's a Sesame Street guy. Okay, that's why. That's why the name sounded familiar. Ah, okay. And Labyrinth. Yeah, dude. Oh, those are really good things. Damn. Oh. Is it the Turtles in the Ninja Turtles movie? Damn, okay, he really was everywhere then. No wonder the 90s had a lot of shows like that. You see a lot of shows like that in the 90s and you think that it must have just been a trend. It turns out it really is just the influence of one guy. Crazy. Crazy. He was the guy. Wow. Okay, so is the ending to dinosaurs not just, you know, they get struck by a meteor and all die? Like, is that not the ending? You know? Is the ending different? That's not the ending? What? It's the Ice Age after the meteor. Interesting. Interesting. It's also that the technology changed. It's cheaper to use CGI and computers and goes through a lengthy process of hiring puppet makers and puppet masters to puppet movies and shows. True! But you see the difference, man? Like, you see the difference when you don't just take the shortcuts. You know? It's not the same. It's not the same. Old CGI ages so badly. Some of it. What did I watch recently that had really good CGI? I watched Monsters Inc. again recently. And honestly, the CGI for Monsters Inc. still holds up really well. Kind of surprising. Honestly, yeah, a lot of old CGI honestly kind of like it still kind of holds up. But I think that's what really makes a difference, you know? It really makes a difference when you really put in the effort, right? If I'm honest, Cars aged way better than it should have. Honestly, yeah, I watched Cars 1 again kind of recently. Like, I want to say like a couple months ago. I watched Cars 1 again. And it still looks pretty good. Like, it still looks good. A dude in a rubber suit doesn't look as realistic as modern VFX, but it looks more real. Yeah, I think there's something about using practical effects that I think I will always, you know, be a fan of. Oh, Terminator 2 is really good too. You guys, what movie should I watch next? I've been thinking about watching The Big Lebowski because I never watched The Big Lebowski. I kind of want to watch The Big Lebowski next. What else? I watched Clerks really recently. I watched Clerks last week. This week? This week. Yeah, I watched Clerks this week. I want to watch Big Lebowski. Ooh, Hot Fuzz? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Hot Fuzz. That might be good. Alright, has anybody watched Clerks 2 and 3? Are they any good? Hot Fuzz is essential? Okay, I'm putting that on my list. Bueller's Day Off? You know what? I don't think I've actually ever seen Bueller's Day Off. Clerks 2 and 3 are not good? Really? Damn. I've seen Shaun of the Dead forever ago. Turning 40 this year. That's wild. Yeah. Wow. Recommend Brick if you're into noir films with teenage drama. Ooh. Okay, I definitely want to watch Hot Fuzz. Oh, I need to watch like the original Mad Max. That's true. I watched the... Which Mad Max did I watch? Not the original 80s one, but like the slightly newer one. And then I watched the new one that came out. I already forgot what the fuck her name was. The one about the girl in Mad Max? Yeah, I watched Fury Road and then I watched Furiosa. Yeah, that one was kind of forgettable. The Furiosa one was kind of forgettable. But Fury Road was sick as fuck. That was a good movie. That was awesome. You also watch Drive? I've watched Drive. Furiosa was alright. It was like... It wasn't bad, but I think it's like it lives in the shadow of Fury Road, and that's a big shadow to live under, you know? Like it's never, no matter how good that movie would have been, just because like, you know, just because it's like after Fury Road, you know, it's hard to say. Post-COVID movies are also COVID movies are so dog water. I can't fucking talk. I can't talk. Ugh. I'm putting my boobies on the table because they're heavy. I should watch Cats. Is Cats good or is it overrated? It's actually good. I feel like Cats and Wicked are like those two movies that like obnoxious theater kids recommend, and then you watch it and it's shit, you know? You watch it and then it's not good. Wicked 1 is actually alright. Wicked's a good stage show. I feel like I'd rather see it on stage than in a movie. Theater kids are in shambles. I'm sorry, you guys. If you're a theater kid, you already knew you were kind of one of the more obnoxious kids in class. But it's okay, I still love you. Did I watch the Joker yet? No, I haven't watched the Joker yet. I haven't watched the Joker yet. I feel like I have to be in the right mood for the Joker, you know? Maybe I'll watch it this weekend. I'm probably gonna watch more Twin Peaks tonight. You guys, forgive me in advance if, like, Twin Peaks becomes my personality, like, in the next couple months, right? It's really fucking good. Twin Peaks is really good. I knew it was good, right? I knew it was good. I knew everybody in the world speaks so highly of it, right? But, like, I'm only, like, 4 episodes in. And I cannot get enough of it. I cannot get enough of it. I'm still in the first season. I'm only 4 episodes in. Yeah. No, I've never played Deadly Premonition. Is it Twin Peaks related? I've seen Breaking Bad, right? No, I only watched 5 episodes of Breaking Bad. And on the 5th episode is that one episode where they have to hide a body. And so they have a body in like a bunch of acid or something in a bathtub. And then the bathtub like breaks through the floor. And that shit, like, I was too young at the time, and it freaked me out and it stressed me out and I couldn't watch anymore. Yeah, it falls through the ceiling. I couldn't. Yeah. The human smoothie, I couldn't handle it. That show stressed me the fuck out. I used to watch some TV shows. Like, I think the last show that I got really far into was The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, dude, I tried playing Miss Serena Falls a long time ago. I'm gonna try playing Miss Serena Falls again once I finish Twin Peaks. Yeah. No, I never watched Dexter either. I'd like to watch Breaking Bad. I watched a couple episodes of Better Call Saul. And those are pretty good. Yeah, I watched a lot of Handmaid's Tale. However, I'm gonna be honest, that show just kind of turned into like torture porn. Like, I read the book too. I read the book for Handmaid's Tale. Back when I was an office lady, all the girls at my office were super into Handmaid's Tale. So we were all watching it together, right? It's the thing about Handmaid's Tale is that, like, it's scary. It's scary watching that show as a woman, right? And then I think the producers of that show had a little bit too much fun with all the torture scenes, and it starts getting too stressful, and then it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, like, can you like continue the plot and stop just making scenes where these women get brutally tortured? Like, can we not? You know, like, can we continue the plot a little bit? I also got kind of like turned off from it because it turns out that Handmaid's Tale goes past the book. And it kind of just continues the story on its own for like another 2 seasons, right? So I watched about a little bit past where the book ends. And then after that I was like, I don't trust wherever they're gonna take this, you know? Whoever's producing this is a little too, like, they have a little bit too much bloodlust, you know? They just wanna film torture scenes, you know? So I only watched up until about where the book ends. The Fallout show, like Fallout the game, right? Like the game, right? That might be good. The truth is, I don't have any of those services. I don't have Netflix. I don't have whatever the fuck. I don't have Hulu. I don't have Tubi. I don't have Bibu. I don't have CNET. I don't have whatever, you know. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have any of those things, right? I don't have Blue. I don't have Tubi. I don't have anything like that, right? So like, I feel like it's a lot easier to like just kind of like randomly watch these shows. I mean, I have my ways too. You know, I have my own ways too. But you know, it's like, it's a little different when you like turn on your TV and you're like browsing through stuff, right? it's a little different. And I do kind of like that feeling. Not enough to pay for any of this stuff, right? My sister has all the subscriptions, so I guess I could ask her, you know? But I like, I don't know, I'm like a channel surfer, you know? I like going down the list. Yeah, I'm a channel surfer. I like going down the list, you know, and seeing everything. I like seeing that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff is fun. You should recommend it? Yeah. I wonder how my strawberries are doing. Hold on, I'm gonna go check out my strawberries. Hold on. I'm gonna go check out my strawberries. Give me a second. Wait. Ooh, you guys, the strawberries are ready! They're ready! The strawberries are ready. Hold on, I'm gonna put my chocolate on the heat again. Heat up my chocolate so we can do some drizzle. Be right back. Where's my camera? Oh, there we go. Why? Okay. Can you? Why is my camera freezing? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it's freezing. Ta-da! The strawberries are done! So, check this out. Check this out. Right? I'm gonna take one of these off. Ta-da! Look at that. Perfectly smooth. The bottom is nice, like that, right? I'm gonna organize them a little bit. I know that these are ready because they come off easily. If they weren't ready, they would stick to the bottom, right? They would like, you would be able to tell that like they're still kind of melted. I'm gonna put them in rows because we're gonna need to drizzle these. So, yeah, look at these. These look great. Look at that. Perfectly, like, perfect texture on these. You know? Perfect texture on these. Oh, these look great. Oh, oops. Now, with here, you have to be a little careful because your fingers are warm. Try not to touch the chocolate. You will leave fingerprints. And you don't want to have fingerprints all over your chocolate, right? So try not to touch the chocolate. Try to lift them gently from the strawberry part. Flattening out the leaves a little bit. These bushy girls. Move these up here actually, a little bit. I'm lining these up because I'm going to drizzle chocolate on these. And it's gonna be the easiest when they're like this, so I can just go back and forth, you know? Yeah, these are all ready. Oh, heck yeah. See, and they don't stick. They like, and if you have parchment paper or wax paper, they don't stick even less, you know? They don't stick at all. It's very nice. Lining them up. Clean us all of them off as a sheet. Very nice. Oh, I'm very pleased with myself. Very happy to say I still got it. And more here. Okay, ta-da! Now they're all in a line like this, right? Let me fix the camera a little bit. Hello? Oh, okay. There we go. There you go. Yeah, I did the same thing again. Sorry. You can hear me now, right? Happy Valentine's Day! Yippee! Oh, these look so good. I'm so happy. Yay. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drizzle these, right? You're gonna need a Ziploc baggie and some scissors. And I'll show you kind of what we're gonna do here in a second, right? You like my dress? Yay! I'm gonna go and prepare a little baggie, right? I'm gonna go prepare a little baggie of filled with some chocolate, melted chocolate, and we're gonna drizzle some of these and make them look even nicer. Yeah. All right, let me go get my chocolate. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Got my baggie of chocolate. Doesn't take too long. Wait. Alright, this part's gonna be a little messy though. So, you can kind of see what I got. I've got a baggie with chocolate here. I'm gonna just kind of get it all to one edge. Right? You want to get it on one edge like that, right? If you've ever iced a cake, it's kind of a similar thing, right? You put in a little baggie, right? We're gonna make a little like piping frosting bag of sorts. And then go with that, right? Yeah, a little homemade pipette bag. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm gonna pinch a little corner. This is the tricky part because if you cut too big of a hole, it's gonna look bad. So you gotta cut it just right. You gotta really cut it just right. Gotta cut a very small little hole. Test it right there. Okay, I think that should be good. Alright. Let's try it on this one. So you want to start off on the side a little bit, like that, and then let it, like that. You see that? I'm gonna do it with this one. Oh, I kind of fucked that one up. Ideally, you want to go past the strawberry, right? So I'm gonna separate some of these a little bit, actually. Ah, I fucked it up. I broke that one a little bit. It's okay. I'm getting my cables covered in chocolate. If you want to be really fast, when you line them up like this, you can do it really quickly. But I'm gonna do them one by one. Because I want them to look really nice. Oh fuck, where's the hole? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, my hands are getting covered in chocolate. This part's really messy. These stupid sleeves are getting in the way! Ugh. Why did I want to look good for this stream? Damn it. I wanted to look cute for you guys. Instead, I'm fucking it up. Okay, that one got fucked up. Whatever. The leaves are in the way. Fuck, dude. Drizzling is such a pain in the ass because sometimes the chocolate will cool off and it'll clog it. You see, it's clogging. Oh, fuck. We might only be able to do a couple with drizzle then. If this shit's gonna keep clogging like this. There we go. These look better if you're not slow. If you're like super fast, it's when they end up looking better. These are a little crowded though. Alright, hold on. Okay, that one came out pretty nice. This is the make or break for a lot of chocolate strawberries for me, because like sometimes you'll see these at the supermarket and the drizzling looks like shit. Because this part's trickier than it looks. This part's a lot trickier than it looks. But my chocolate's not melted enough, so it's not as easy to do. Your chocolate has to be really melty for this. And mine is simply not that hot right now. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Drizzled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, you know what? I'll do one more drizzled. And then we'll leave half not drizzled and half drizzled. I think the balance is really nice. Oh, oops, I kind of broke the leaves on this one. Yeah, the texture is really nice, right? This looks especially nice when you have white chocolate. Organize the rest here. Alright, I'm gonna put these. I'm gonna put these back in the fridge. Be right back. I'm gonna go in the fridge for just a little longer. Thanks for your patience, everybody. I know it's a lot of back and forth to the kitchen. It's how I gotta do it, because I don't have a camera in my kitchen. And I don't really have a setup. I thought about doing this on my laptop, but I don't think it would have looked as nice. Alright, now we're gonna do something that I used to always do at work when I got bored. I'm just gonna doodle with the chocolate. Oh, I fucked it up a little bit. Sorry. I fucked up the face a little bit, sorry. He's got kind of a big charm point. He's a little special. Sorry, my cursive is kind of shitty. My cursive is not that great. Yippee! This bag is not super good, and I think there's an extra hole in this bag, so... I love you! This looks like shit. This looks like shit. Cute, huh? Little star. Sorry, that's really loud. It's just that the little chocolate settles a little bit. That's really loud, sorry. My chocolate's not hot enough. It's okay. Yay! When the slams you on the table until you settle and even out. Yeah, when you misbehave. When I get you, what's gonna happen to you? Mm. Mm. It was supposed to be a little heart. It didn't really come out. Mm. Yay. It's fun. It's fun playing with chocolate. It's fun playing with chocolate. So you can get really creative with decorating your chocolate covered strawberries because everything that's on here, technically, I could put it in the fridge. This will harden and then I can peel it off. And you can use more chocolate as like a glue. So for example, I could put a little heart on the strawberries. I could put a little flower, right? I could put this kind of stuff on the strawberries. This is how they, you know, when you see those fancy cakes and stuff like that with like chocolate shapes, this is usually how they make that stuff. They just, you know, they draw it like this and then it cools off and then they peel it off and they put it on there. Yeah. You can get really creative. Back in the days of Tumblr, it was really trendy to have like a thread where it's like, oh, you know, like send me your username in an ask and I will hand write your name, right? You would do that kind of thing for like for engagement on Tumblr back in the day. So when I was at work, I would go on Tumblr and I'd be like, all right, send me your username and I'll write your name in chocolate. And I would just, when I was bored at work, right at the shop, I would just do that. I would just write people's names in chocolate. Very fun. I have a naughty idea. Did I run an Ask blog? I had a couple. I had some character ones. I had like a Pokemon one. And a dot hack one. Alright, check this out. 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 Uh-oh. 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 Oh, I better clean that up before... better clean that up before that makes a mess. Uh-oh. Can I lick it off? I can reach. But I feel gross doing that. Hold on, I gotta wipe it off. I gotta wipe this shit off. Sorry. The intrusive thoughts one. Dude, they're so messy! Look at that! Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta... Hey, I had to give you guys a little bit of a Valentine's treat, okay? This is not coming off. Bruh, I'm gonna have to take a shower after this! No! Wait a minute! Wait a minute. Oh gosh. Sorry, the intrusive thoughts one, sorry. I gotta hold it up a little bit on. Oh, there's so little chocolate. Oh no. Oh my god. Why did I do that? The intrusive thoughts won. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The intrusive thoughts won.
Heavy. Chocolate. Latina. Hangers.
Oh my god. Thank you. Oh, dude, there's like some chocolate got like deep in there. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that, dude. There's like chocolate deep inside my bra now. Oh my god, I really shouldn't have done that. I gotta get in here, dude. Yeah, now you're paying attention. Now that I put my boobies on the screen. Pinches cochinos. Cochinos pervertidos. Yeah, now everybody's coming out of the woodwork. Now everybody's like, whoa. It brings out all the lurkers, huh? I'm gonna call you bad things. Cochinos pervertidos. Buenos para nada, nomás quieren ver mis tetas cubiertas en chocolate. A que ni estaban poniendo atención todo el directo. Todo lo que les estaba explicando de chocolate, pero en cuanto pongo mis tetas y les pongo chocolates, ahora sí todos están poniendo atención. Ahora sí todos como estudiantes en la escuela con tomando notas y todo. ¡Sí soy! No, compadre, lo siento. No, compadre is male. If you're gonna say that to me, you have to say comadre. Comadre. Compadre is for men. Comadre is for women. Yeah, comadre. Yeah. But you can also just say mommy. You can say, lo siento, mami. Lo siento, mamacita. Abrí el directo hace como 10 minutos. Isn't it beautiful? Look at my freaky chocolate tabimono. Beautiful, huh? Mis chocolatitos. Mis chocolatetos. Mis chocolatetos. Yeah, it's beautiful, huh? Alright, I'm gonna go check on... I think the drizzle and the strawberry should be pretty ready. I'm gonna go check on that real quick. So I'm gonna go grab those, and then we'll put them on a plate. Yeah, we'll put them on a plate, and then we'll eat one of them. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. Alright. Alright. Can you hear me? I'm not muted? Okay, I'm not muted. We're good. Ta-da! These are looking pretty good. Some of the drizzled strawberries came out better than the others, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna pick out the best ones. So I'm gonna tilt them on the side a little bit. But look at that. This looks great. Look at that. Came out beautiful. Good regular one. I'm gonna pick out another nice drizzled one. Let's do this one. I'm gonna tilt it on the side so that some of the chocolate breaks. Look at that! Look at that! Break off the sides a little bit. Done. This one. I'm arranging them on a plate right now. Look at that! Look at how nice these look so far. Which ones? This one came out really ugly. Look at this one. This one did not came out nice. This one came out really fucked up. This one came out very pretty. Another drizzled one. This one. Oh, of course they're still tasty. Yeah. The big drizzled one. This one. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Ta-da! Look at these! They came out gorgeous. They came out gorgeous. These came out absolutely beautiful. Look at these. These came out gorgeous. Honestly, better than what you get at most stores, honestly. Like, look at these, and then like next time you go to the grocery store, look at their chocolate covered strawberries. They won't be this level. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You could sell these, so because of all the work, right? This took us about what, almost 3 hours to do. You could sell these easily for over $30. You could sell this easily for over $30 or $40, right? My mom Monet would be angry if you said that about hers. Oh, hers are even more pretty. My mom is a pro. She is a pro at these. Each? No, you could charge about $30 for a dozen or more, honestly. Like, for this, honestly, like, if I was in a store, right? This would sell for about, like, $30, $50. Depends, right? These can get really expensive. Because it takes a lot of effort. You see the effort now, right? You see the effort that it took. You know, this took hours. And it took effort. And it took, you know, it took work, right? And it takes skill. It takes handmanship, right? A lot of times you'll see places that make chocolate covered strawberries. And theirs will look like shit. Not like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, theirs won't look that good. Oh, my camera froze. But these look great! Ooh. Yeah, these look incredible. Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, now, well, let me see why my camera's not working. Hello? Hello? Why isn't my camera working? Come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with these. These look great. These look great. These look amazing. Look at that. Oh, I gotta take a picture of these later. Yeah, alright. Now it's time for the real test. We're gonna eat one of ours. Just some time for the moment of truth. Look at it up close here. You can see there's like not really any streaks, right? These got tempered perfectly. There's no streaks. Come on. Come on, focus. Focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at the chocolate, right? There is... Oh, come on. Why don't you focus right? There. It's not really gonna focus. Ow. Bruh, come on. Why are they so blurry? Okay, whatever. Camera focus the final boss. True. Let's give it a bite. Mmm. Perfect. Mmm. Did you hear that crunch? That's how you know you did it well. Well, I'm really proud of myself. Mmm. 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 That was perfect. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was perfect. So, these should last in the fridge, honestly, for like about 3 days, 3 or 4 days. On the final day, on like the last couple days, right? What's gonna happen is, even if you did not wash these, right? Oh yeah, see, like, you see how I did the, like, I pushed them on the thing there? That's the, like, it ends up like this, right? Very pretty. But even on the last couple days, right? Like, these will last a while. What's gonna happen about 2 to 3 days in is that, in between the space, in between the strawberry and the chocolate, like around there, it's gonna separate a little bit. The strawberry is gonna start shrinking a little bit, and it's gonna start releasing moisture, and that's gonna make it so that you have this kind of like layer of, bruh, this fucking autofocus sucks. No, it's not a layer of mold. It's a layer of moisture. It's a layer of moisture. It just kind of becomes like strawberry syrup, basically. When they get to that point, they're still fine. They are still good. The only thing is that it just doesn't look as nice, right? They're not gonna look as nice. And that's exactly why you don't want to wash them, right? If you had washed these, you would already start seeing a separation. Well, let's try one of these. Oh, you're so good. I really don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus. Oh well. I'm so happy. These came out great. I'm really happy about this. See, I can wife me up, and you'll get to eat these all the time. You get to eat these all the time. Oh, I sure made a mess though. Let's eat another one. Oh, this big one. Look at this big one. This huge one. Oh, this one's too big. This one's so big. Look at that. This is a big guy. Look at that layer of chocolate. Perfect. Not too thick, not too thin. And the strawberry is perfectly red. Mmm. 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 Hmm. Oh my god. I'm stuffed already. Mmm. 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 Well, they're super good. Oh, I'm really happy. Ooh. Oh, yay! Oh, I'm so pleased with myself. These came out great. You see, tabemonos, when you don't cut any corners, you put love into what you do, right? And you take your time. You pay attention to the details. And you pay attention to really focus on making these look good, right? This is what you get. Really beautiful strawberries. I really don't know why these won't focus though. This is a payoff of doing it properly. Yeah, I really don't know why this won't focus though. Yay. Oh, this is a great feeling. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck they won't focus. Can I get a little closer? Why won't they focus? My hard work! They look so good and the stupid camera won't focus! Wah! Wah! Whatever. Whatever. Yay! Well, there you have it, tabemonos. Chocolate covered strawberries. You too can make these at home. You just have to really be patient. You know, you have to be patient. Focus before we had those other things on speed. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! So yeah, I mean, you saw how long it took, right? It takes preparation. It takes patience. This is the kind of thing where you can't half-ass it, right? Or you can't just be like, I'm sure it'll be fine if I do it this way. You really gotta take your time. You gotta take your time. You gotta take the right moment, right? And it starts from the beginning. It starts from when you're at the supermarket. Picking out the good strawberries, right? Picking out the proper amount of chocolate. Picking out the flavor, right? Like I said, semi-sweet chocolate. Not milk chocolate, right? Not dark chocolate. Semi-sweet is the perfect balance, right? Because when I bite into these, right, with the semi-sweet chocolate, the flavor of the strawberry still comes out, right? I still get the full strawberry flavor. It has like the slightest bit of like dark chocolate bitterness. But like I'm somebody that's really sensitive to bitter, right? And it doesn't bother me. And it has that perfect balance of sweet, refreshing, right? When you freeze them, they don't have this beautiful texture, right? And it makes a really big difference, right? The fact that we chose strawberries where the red goes all the way up to the top, right? And that you only dipped halfway through. It really is about visuals, right? As a business, you still have to pick out the best strawberries. Yeah, you still do, right? You still have to pick them out. What my shop used to do, what my mom used to do is, basically all the strawberries that we could. So, my mama does a lot of stuff with fruit, right? We would get boxes upon boxes upon boxes of strawberries, right? The best strawberries are the ones that we use like bare, like that you use without chocolate. The ones that have a little bit of like scuff, like near the bottom, those are the ones that go into chocolate. And then the ones that are not good, like the ones that are moldy get thrown away, obviously. But then the ones that are not good for chocolate either, the ones that are a little too bruised or a little too squishy but like still edible, what we used to do is we had a deal with one of the local froyo shops where my mom would give them like big boxes of strawberries for free, and then we would get free froyo. We would get free frozen yogurt. It was like a deal with another local shop that my mom did. She went over and she's like, hey, look, you know, I work with fruit and I have a lot of, you know, like I have a lot of strawberries that are still good, you know, but I can't use them because, you know, because for me, the strawberries have to look perfect, right? But at a froyo shop, right, they just dice them up. They just cut them up, they dice them up, and you put them on top of your froyo, right? Yeah, froyo stands for frozen yogurt. Yeah. So we would trade, right? We would trade. My mom would show up with basically like enough strawberries for them to you know, to like have for like a day or two kind of thing, like a couple days, right? And then me, my sister, and my mom, we get free frozen yogurt, you know? Like, you know, we would get free frozen yogurt. It saved that business owner a ton of money, right? Because strawberries can get expensive. These strawberries were about $7 a pack. I ended up spending about $30-40 on buying all the strawberries and all the chocolate and everything like that, right? Obviously, when you have access to like chef supply stores and stuff like that, right? It can be a little cheaper. But strawberries are kind of expensive right now, so. Because yeah, each pack was about $6, and then I got the big thing of chocolate, which was about like $12. So it ended up being a little expensive. That's okay, because it's worth it, you know. And it's, you know, it's worth it. It's the detail. And if you were to gift these to people, right? Like say a girl you likes, say a girl that you like, you know, comes to you and gives you this. She's like, hey, I made these for you. Please accept these, right? Like, I made these for you. This is my present for you, right? I made these by hand for you. Would you not be impressed? Would you not be impressed? Right? Absolutely, right? Yeah, you'd be in. It's the kind of thing that really it's a gift, you know, from the heart. It's really worth it. It's really worth it, you know? So, today, Tabemonos, my Valentine's Day gift to you is these. I made them by hand with all of my love. And these are for you. And I hope you liked them. I hope you learned a little bit today, right? I hope that you can put some of these tips that you learned to use. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, most places don't go this into detail, right? Like, it's only the really expensive shops. It's only the specialty shops that will put this much effort into chocolate strawberries, right? Your typical supermarket won't make them this nice, right? It really is only dessert shops and specialty like shops for this kind of stuff that will make them this nice. And I say that because for my entire life, my family, whenever we go out, we judge the chocolate covered strawberries. Like, anytime we go anywhere where they sell chocolate covered strawberries, like, you'll just see my mom and like all of us just looking at them like, and my mom is like, I know exactly where they messed up. She's like, they didn't heat the chocolate enough. Or like, sometimes if you don't cut the thing, like the little piping thing for the drizzle properly, the lines will be too thick and it looks ugly. Or if the lines are too thin, it looks ugly, right? And a lot of the tips that we've learned are things that we've learned from years. And I really mean years, right? Like, this chocolate has been the family business for almost 20 years now. So it's you know, these are things that you only learn from experience, right? Am I brave enough to show her the stream? I was, until I put my boobies on the screen. I was till I put my boobs on the screen. But honestly, knowing my mom, she would be like, yeah, you should have showed them more. Knowing her, like, she would have been like, yeah, girl, show them off more. Okay, see, here's a fucking example. Here's a picture off of Google. Let me show you what some shitty chocolate covered strawberries look like. Look at that drizzle. This is what happens when you do the drizzle too thick and when you do it too slow. They come out looking shitty like this. You see this? You see this difference, right? You see the difference here? This versus this, right? How sloppy the lines are, right? The drizzle is where a lot of people fail because it's really tricky. Yeah, the suit ones are cute. The suit ones are cute, but you see the really sloppy drizzle on these, right? Yeah, these are like very sloppy, right? Very sloppy. What's another example? See, these are good ones. These right here, these are good ones. Hold on. These are very nicely made ones. These are very well made chocolate covered strawberries, right? You can see the difference, right? You can see the difference in quality, in like master work, right? You can really see the difference here. Yeah, this is very nice drizzling. Trying to find more examples of what the fuck is this? Dude, this is from the dude, there's some shitty fucking pictures online of chocolate covered strawberries, dude. There's some really bad ones. Okay, see, here you go. This is what happens when you cut the hole too thin on your little piping thing. When you cut the hole too thin, not enough chocolate comes out, and these just look like I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it, you know? It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, you know? And then, you know what makes these not look as good either is that the chocolate goes up too high. You don't see any of the strawberry. You only see the chocolate. You don't see the red of the strawberry. Visually, these don't look good, right? Like, visually, those don't look good. There's way too much chocolate. Let me show you some other examples, just because it's very fun to kind of like show you the difference of like what makes a good chocolate covered strawberry. Okay, these are really shitty ones. Hold on. These are really shitty ones. Whoever, hold on. These are, dude, these look like ass. What the hell? Look at these. This is somebody that didn't bother picking out good strawberries. You see those ugly double ones? They didn't put them properly. This chocolate looks like it got wet. This is what your chocolate looks like when it gets wet. It starts getting streaky like this. This is somebody that didn't dry their strawberries properly. That's why you see those streaks on the strawberry. Because the chocolate didn't grab onto the strawberry because the strawberries were wet. So this is, and the coating on here is too thin, right? So this chocolate was too hot, it was too melted, and it was too thin, and the strawberries were too wet. And that's why these look so ugly. You see the difference? You know? You see the difference? It really is those details that make a huge difference. Yeah, these are all wonky, and these are all like not good, you know? The dipping on these is really bad. Alright, one more picture. Let's see what we can find. A lot of the ones on Google are surprisingly decent. There are a couple shitty ones though. It is surprising what people will try to pass off as like good chocolate covered strawberries, because some of these are not good. Okay, yeah, here's an example. Here's a quick example of another one. Hold on. And these are from like cooking blogs, you guys. These are like ones where like websites are trying to pass them off as good. Okay, so here's something I'm gonna show you. This is what happens both when your chocolate doesn't cool off properly and your chocolate is not the right temperature. You see those streaks? You see the streaks in the chocolate? How there's like these kind of like light streaking. It's like a weird texture. It's got like a lot of bubbles, a lot of like kind of like globby spots, a lot of streaks like that. Like that one, for example, that big one. You see how they got those streaks? That's what happens when you don't temper your chocolate properly. That's what happens when your chocolate is not the right temperature. And when you're hasty and you do stuff like just put it in the freezer to cool them off. Those are not done properly. You end up with that texture. When you do it properly, that's how you end up with these where there's no streaks. Where it's like a solid texture like that. Yeah? And honestly, it's really nice, right? With chocolate covered strawberries, you can get really creative. Because for example, if you have crushed nuts, or like coconut or whatever you want, right? You can get really creative with them. Here's a good picture of a bunch of different ones. These are done very nicely. You can tell these are from like a like a specialty shop. Like, check these out, right? I mean, in my opinion, the chocolate on these goes up a little too high. But that's just me, right? I think it's better when you can see the strawberry. I think strawberry, like chocolate covered strawberries, look best when you can still see some of the strawberry, right? But these are like very heavy on the toppings, right? So it makes a little bit more sense. These have like pretzels and Oreos and coconut and nuts and chocolate shavings and all sorts of stuff, right? You can get really creative with these. What you do to do these topping ones is just while the chocolate is still melted, you just kind of rotate them in like the nuts or whatever like that, and then you just pull them off like that, right? Yeah. No, I think a really big essential part of a chocolate covered strawberry is that you should be able to see the red of the strawberry. You should be able to see that the strawberry underneath the chocolate is really like scrumptious, you know, that it's a good strawberry. That's why, in my opinion, I always learned that you should only dip about halfway through, because it makes a big difference. Yeah, it really is this strawberry setai ryoiki. It really is. Oh, here we go. Here's a picture that you guys gotta see. This is what happens right away to your strawberries if you wash them. If you had washed your strawberries, immediately upon getting them out of the fridge, they'll start getting like this. They'll start getting all wet. And then the chocolate and the strawberry is gonna start separating within a day. This is what happens when, like, if you like just completely rinse your strawberries and your strawberries get way too moist, right? Because like the ratio on these is good. Like, I think there's a good ratio of strawberry and chocolate, right? But these were like soaked. These strawberries were washed, and that's why they started really like having a lot of condensation like this, right? It's a strawberry setai ryoiki. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of cute strawberries on Google. A lot of nice ones. So yeah, I hope you guys learned a little bit. I think you need to wash the fruits before eating. That's why we did the... Would you wash them or wait a day or so in the fridge? No. You do not wash them. I need to... I really... This is the thing that shocks everybody the most. You do not wash them. You do not wash them and you do not put them in the fridge to dry. Because the moment you introduce water to these strawberries, no matter how long you let them dry, the inside will absorb a lot of moisture, and that moisture will release way sooner and will ruin your chocolate covered strawberries. I promise you, I know it sounds weird. The top chocolate shops do not wash their strawberries. That's why you take the time to wipe down and clean every single strawberry one by one. That's where the difference lies. That's where the difference lies between the pros and the amateurs when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? And you don't use a wet cloth. You do not, like, if they're really dirty, then maybe a slightly damp cloth, right? But that's where the love is. That's where the difference lies between the pros and the amateurs when it comes to chocolate covered fruit. You do not wash these. The moment you wash these, you ruin them, right? Yeah, you can use a brush, right? But it really, like, the what makes or breaks it is the preparation, right? What other fruit should we cover in chocolate? I recommend apples. Apples are very good in chocolate, especially if you do apples covered in chocolate, you should use green apples. Because it's like how you use green apples for apple pie, right? The green apple, the Granny Smith? Granny Smith apples will balance out with the chocolate the best. They are by far the best apple to cover in chocolate, right? Not uncut apples. You will cut them. You cut them. With apples though, like, you know, you'll slice them up and they'll be like juicy. Those you have to pat dry. You have to make sure they're very dry. Because if your fruit is juicy at all, the chocolate's not gonna stick. And then you end up with strawberries that look like this. Right? This is what happens when your fruit and your chocolate is wet. They're gonna look like shit like this, you know? Yeah. I really recommend pineapple. Pineapple, it can be kind of tricky to make in chocolate because you really have to make sure it's dry. And I mean by dry, you just have to pat them dry. You just have to pat him dry. Do not leave him in the fridge. You cannot cut corners. I cannot state that enough. You cannot cut corners with this stuff. You cannot cut corners. You have to put in the effort. If you're going to make chocolate covered stuff like this, you have to put in the effort. You have to put in the love, or you're gonna come out with a shitty product. Does that make sense? I know I'm very passionate about this, but this is a lifetime's worth of experience when it comes to this kind of stuff. I am very serious about chocolate covered fruit. Very serious about it. It's why I could never receive chocolate covered fruit as a gift. I am too perfectionist about it. I know too much. I know too much. Would you mainly use white or milk chocolate for that? No, you use semi-sweet chocolate. I mentioned all of this at the beginning of the stream. So if you got in here late, you use semi-sweet chocolate. Milk chocolate will overpower the sweetness of the strawberry and it'll make your strawberry taste like water. Dark chocolate will be too bitter. And the sweetness balance will not be right. You want semi-sweet chocolate, which is the kind of chocolate that's usually used for baking, right? You want semi-sweet chocolate is the best chocolate to use. Like semi-sweet and white chocolate, those are the best ones. Of course, you can get a little crazy with it, right? The drizzle, you can do whatever the fuck you want with the drizzle, right? You can do milk chocolate, you can do dark chocolate for the drizzle. But the base chocolate should ideally be semi-sweet. Because it is the in-between between dark chocolate and milk chocolate. It is the chocolate that's gonna let the strawberry shine the most. And unlike these strawberries, which are all about the toppings, in my opinion, your chocolate-covered strawberry should have some focus on the strawberry. The strawberry should be allowed to shine. This is why you picked the best strawberries from several packs, right? These are strawberries I picked from 3 boxes, right? So yeah. It makes the difference. Yeah, the berry is the main ingredient. So if your berry's not good, then everything else won't be good, you know? I feel I feel a little embarrassed with how passionate I am about this, you know? But I hope my enthusiasm for chocolate covered strawberries you know, kind of pays off. I hope you've learned something, right? This is one of my secret passions. This is one of my secret skills. The only time I really ever get to show this off anymore, now that I don't work at my mom's shop, is, you know, when I do streams like this. So, yeah, this is something I'm pretty confident at. I might not be a crazy good cook, and I'm not super crazy good at baking either, but when it comes to stuff like this, I'm really good. Is the chocolate crunchy or soft? It's, I mean, right now the chocolate's kind of getting a little softer because it's been out in my room. But the chocolate should be like about the same kind of like level as crunchiness as like when you bite into like a chocolate bar. You know? The chocolate shouldn't be soft. It should be a little crunchy. It should have a bit of a crunch, right? Here, I will demonstrate. I will demonstrate once again. Alright, here's one. Here's an extra one. Ah! Here's an extra one. It's got a little bit of a crunch, right? Yeah, it should have a nice snap. Yeah, you got it, you got it. Yeah, it really doesn't want to focus. That's okay. That's okay. Mm. Mmm. Yeah. This came out perfect. Those came out really good. Honestly, these came out really, really, really good. Distance too close? I don't know. I've tried everything. I don't know how to focus this camera. So whatever. Alright, you guys. I don't really have much else to tell you. Does anybody have any questions? This really feels like a lecture. I'm asking for questions. Let me know if you have any questions about making these, about the process. And if you don't catch me during the stream, you can always ask me. Like, if you're making these in the future, you can always ask me somewhere else, you know, like on Twitter, on Discord, etc, etc. Am I proud of myself? Yeah, I am. I'm really proud of myself. What are other good fruits? Like I said, I really like apples. Bananas are really good, but bananas are really hard. They're really hard to do in chocolate because some of the fruits you have to put them on skewers. And if the fruit is really juicy, like the inside of a banana is very slippery, it can be really hard for it to stay in the What kind of pot did I use for the double boiler? Honestly, I just used like the big ass pot that I usually make for pasta. I just used what I had at home, right? You just want to make sure that no water ever gets into your chocolate. Because remember, if water hits your chocolate, it's ruined. If water touches your chocolate, it is ruined. Remember that. Alright, let's see what we should go right off into. These aren't considered frozen, right? No, these are fresh strawberries. These are fresh strawberries. If you use frozen fruit, you are going to get mid results at best. If you want good quality, you have to use fresh ingredients. Mono sensei, arigatou gozaimasu. You're welcome. Oh, Ami-san! Ooh, we're gonna go eat Ami. This chocolate is different from the ones used in fountains, right? I think so. Yeah, because I think the fondue in chocolate fountains is a little different. Chocolate fondue is a little different. Yeah. Alright, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a lovely Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go wash my boobs. I'm gonna go take a shower. And wash these off. I don't know if there's some chocolate still on here. Is there? They look fine, but I'm gonna have to clean them anyway. I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna have to go take a shower. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if there will be a stream tomorrow. Just because I never stream on Sunday. But maybe a movie. Maybe we'll watch a movie on this side too. And I'd like to do a love song karaoke. I don't know, in the next couple days. We'll figure it out. Thanks for the stream, Mono. Happy Valentine's. My favorite part was when you're focused. Oops. You're welcome. You're welcome. Alright, y'all. I will see you all. And I love you all. Take it easy. And happy Valentine's Day! Thank you so much, everybody! Thank you, thank you! Say it with me, everybody! Alt Curry! Bye Valentine's Day color. It's pink with little ribbon rose in the front. Don't forget to check out the merch. Love you. I love you. I love you, darling. Bye bye.